Now that we've looked at what the flags look like, let's look at what some of the actual data looks like. So if I drill into, let's say I'll drill into Thursday, so this screen again by default will be backwards in sequential order from the current date to the oldest date, and I'll show you in a subsequent video how to change the filter so you can choose different views that you may want to have. But if I drill in here to see what's going on, I can see here this particular person has got a flag because they have worked outside of their rostered time. So if this shows me who the person is, what their roster template or their daily rule is. If I click on this, I will see on the left hand side that their rule is sales, and it shows that they've worked 7.5 hours in that particular area. It shows out here that they should have worked from 9 a.m. to 1700, and they've worked from 9 a.m. to 1630. So that's why it's showing up that's saying that the clock times don't match the rostered times, but the expected work pattern matches. So they've actually worked the number of hours that were expected, but they've changed their roster. So this may not matter, you may not care, so you may not need to do anything about it, in which case you just cancel that. This shows me the clock times for this particular employee. So if I look at the 9, now they actually clocked in at 8:25, and that was rounded to 9 a.m. Now this is obviously in our rule for the sales team in this particular demo account. If they clock in before 9 a.m., we don't pay them. So that's where we talk about the anchoring earlier on. And I can see here their out time at 16:30. If I click on one of these times, I will see where that person clocked, and I can see their photo. If we, again, this is an example if the app has the photo verification turned on, then I can see that information there. I can see the map. If I want to see that map in a bigger format, I simply pop it open like this so I can actually see where the employee clocked, especially if they're using their personal app. If I look at this one here, I will see a different photo. So this is actually Laura in our sales team who's clocking in and out. I can see here with this particular one, there's another one where we've got an employee who's clocked. If I scroll back down, I don't have very many employees in this particular view, but what I'm seeing is their actual times, and I can look at who it was that clocked, where they clocked, and what they look like when they clocked. So here's an example with me clocking in twice in the day, two different photos show me both in the same location. If I pop that map, then I'll probably see that there is actually a 1 and a 2 sitting behind each other. But that shows me where it was that I clocked, and I can see that particular data. So I can see that the rounding and anchoring is applying as I would expect it to. It's showing me the number of hours I've worked in that time frame. It shows me the total number of hours I've worked against the rostered time. It shows me the daily rule that applied, and then I can actually come in here if I choose to, and I can come and edit or look at any particular transaction. Now you don't need to look at those transactions because you're seeing the total times. The key ones that you're looking for are the exceptions. But if you wanted to change anything in this view, for example, with this one, if I wanted to actually pay the employee from 8:39 and not 9 a.m. because I actually asked them to come in early, I simply click on the time here. That gives me an edit window over here. I come in here and I go, that was 8:39. We're going to pay you to the minute, and I save that. I might tag the day, and I'll talk about tags in the next video, but I can tag the day as, say, for example, approved overtime, and I save that. And now I've got that tagged as approved overtime. The employee's done more hours than expected, and I've edited time. You'll also notice in this scenario that where the time has not been edited, it is bold and black for the rounded or anchored time. The not bold italicized number is their actual clock, and you can never remove an actual clock. You'll only ever be able to edit a rounded time. Because I've rounded this one, it's changed the font to italicized blue and bold. So that tells me, if I mouse over, it tells me that the user has modified the time. So you've always got an audit trail of those times as they may apply. If there are automatic meal breaks, then they will automatically be inserted in here. And I'll talk about how to deal with things like leave and absenteeism in the next video.